Sorry, that was a bit strange. Phone started crashing out on me saying that I ain't got no more storage or whatever have you. So I do apologize on the last video if it cut out on me a little too early. I generally don't have to go through all this nonsense. It's pretty cut and dry. So now I took out too much tape where everything's just sliding. It is what it is. So we did cut this piece out, the center. We don't want it to go too far down, but we don't want it to be sticking up either too much. And that's what happens when you take out too much tape. Unfortunately, we couldn't capture that because the phone was saying that I was out of memory. So let's see if we can fix that by adding some tape. I think that's a really good thing about stained glass is you can constantly adjust whatever situation you come across. I mean, that's anything in life, right? Some are going to be a little more complex, unfortunately. It's not going to work. So what's going to work is adding more blue tape. So basically what I don't want is this to be sitting flush. This nice piece of GNA that I cut and foiled already. I want to be seated inside but not too deep, which is the key. Let's see what we can do here. Believe me, that should be a lot easier than this. I don't know why I'm having these problems today. Again, I don't want it to seat too deep in. I mean, I want enough where it sits flat, but not so deep where the solder is completely noticeable on the other side. Unfortunately, work was a little cray-cray today since I was off yesterday. So I couldn't do as much as I wanted to today with stained glass. But we'll do what we can, right? With what we can. That's the most important thing. I just want to know why my phone all of a sudden is saying I'm almost out of storage. It's a bit annoying. Now I do have a fume extractor. If I had it on, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to hear me whatsoever. So we got at least 4 spots tacked. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we technically don't really need this help from the blue tape anymore. You just saw what happened right there. Just released the entire tension. Right? And we don't want to damage the top side of the project because this is the nice side. So, okay, I think I'm capturing this. So it's gonna be kind of flush, you know? I mean, you do see the gap in between the glass. And that's fine. It is unfortunately going to take a little more solder. So as I was saying on the previous video before it cut off, I guess we'll call that lesson number 2. This would be lesson number 3. This is the next important step. What I was saying is, on the inside portion, you'll be amazed as to how flux flows easily inside. It makes me look like a magician when I'm soldering, but it's not the case. So you just go nice and slowly over the edge. You're not overburning the solder where it's going to drip through the other side. We haven't had that issue just yet. And if it goes on the other side, it's not a big deal. It happens on 3D projects. It happens on flat projects. You're dealing with something that's liquid and you're trying to solidify it solid with a big gap. That's just the way it is. Now it's 7:10 Central Standard Time. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to finish this tonight, but that wasn't the intention. The intention was just to go by steps, and unfortunately you get into a zone, and when you get into a zone you just want to do it, you know? Just want to get it going. I'm not sure if the inside's going to show much, but you can see the inside, and there's a little bit of a gap you can see, which is fine. You got the gap here and you got the gap there, right? Gap is gone. The gap is gone. There you go. So normally what I would do is put a nice bead around here, not to the point where I'm actually finished. Then work on the inside. Do all the inside first, and then before you do the inside, you can actually do the outer edge first in here and the outside, and then once you're finished on the inside, that's when you start doing the outside portion. Before you do the final portion of the beading on the outside, you want to finish off this bottom portion with a nice bead, the top portion with a nice bead, and then once you're doing the beads on the side, that's when you can start by, placing the solder iron on top of the other bead portion, let it melt a little, and then start going down. And as you get to the other portion of the bead, that's when you slowly lift off. You just don't immediately lift off. That seems to help me at least. Well, I wasn't gonna go through all this today, but I've been feeling like crap because of the cold. Thank you very much. I haven't done this in a few weeks. So if you want to sign off now, that's alright. But this is basically how it's done.